In this video, I'm going to talk about how I became an international lawyer. I posted a video about my working day. Some of you asked in a comment how I entered this field of international law. I'll try to tell my story while taking you through a morning of my working day. I currently work as a researcher in international law in Florence. I got my PhD from European University Institute, and I have previously worked in a few international organizations. So, I first got into international law through a quite random opportunity. In 2008, I was in my third year of university in China. There was a Moot Court competition on international humanitarian law. It's a national competition that is held in English. I did not know what international humanitarian law was, but I was confident about my English, so I signed up. I was fortunate to be selected to represent my university, China University of Political Science and Law, for this competition. Two international law professors helped us to do a crash course on this topic. A few months later, we went for this competition, not knowing what would happen. My teammates and I had absolutely no expectations about the results. But sometimes things happen when you least expect them. To the surprise of ourselves and everyone, we eventually won the national competition after several rounds. This competition is important for me in several ways. It essentially opens many doors for me. I would say that this is the beginning of my current path. First of all, national championship in this competition got me a free pass to the master's program in my university, meaning I was exempted from exams for admission into the master's program. I chose international law as my subject, and one of the professors who instructed me in this competition became my supervisor. Second, after getting to know international humanitarian law through this competition, I learned there were internship opportunities at the International Criminal Court, and international humanitarian law happens to be at the core of the court's work. So I applied and got the internship in The Hague, the Netherlands. The internship lasted for 6 months, and it was my first experience in an international organization. It exposed me to a multilingual, multicultural working environment, which was important for my later work. And this was done in the summer after I graduated from the university and before the master's program. Then I returned to Beijing to start my master's program. The master's program is 3 years in China. When I was about to finish the master's program, this Moot Court competition opened up the third opportunity for me. So the competition was organized by the International Committee of the Red Cross. Their legal advisor got to know me through this competition. It so happened that they were looking for a lawyer to work for them, so the legal advisor encouraged me to apply for the position. I was thinking, why not? So I applied and got the position. Of course, there were other possibilities for lawyers, like working for a law firm or for government agencies. But since I already secured this position, I decided to settle with it. This is how I started working for the International Committee of the Red Cross, East Asia Delegation. My job was to work with universities and government agencies to promote international humanitarian law. The funny thing is that now I'm going to organize the annual Moot Court competition. So, like this, I worked for the ICRC for 5 years. It was a great experience. I learned a lot of things, traveled extensively in China and other Asian countries. Then, for family reasons, I had to move to Italy, so I left my job at the ICRC. When we moved to Florence, I knew that European University Institute, the EUI, was here, so I prepared and applied for a PhD program at this university. Actually, it was the right time to start some academic work since I was a bit saturated with practical experience. European University Institute has a few scholarships for people from non-member states. I was lucky to get this scholarship since they do not accept self-funded applicants. The UI is a great place for academic research. It is open to interdisciplinary methods. So my topic was still international law, in particular international criminal law, for the doctoral program. It took me 5.5 years to finish the program because A, it was not easy to find a new idea to write about, and B, I had a baby in my second year. It was a particularly challenging time for me these 6 years. I'm not going to go into details here. When I graduated, my thesis got the best thesis in international law for that year. So, difficult process, but somewhat good results. So now I'm working at the Center for International Law Research and Policy. I can work on different research projects here, while at the same time doing my own research. This is an email notification we just sent out. So we have a publisher which publishes works on international law, open access. These books and articles are accessible anywhere in the world as long as you have internet. I think open access publishing is the future. This is our latest publication. It's a book. And here is an event we organized in The Hague in December 2024. We have Chinese and Arabic translations of the pages. I did the Chinese translation for this page. I received a big package. I think it's the new books. Anyways, this is roughly my experience so far. I consider myself still in the early stage of my career. As you can see, everything kind of happened spontaneously. There was not exactly a career plan, and I think you can't always plan the next steps. And I would add that everyone's situation is different. By situation, I mean your personal preferences, opportunities available at the time, general development in the field, etc. I think one needs to make one's own decision, and what was feasible 10 years ago is not necessarily feasible now. Like all professions, this profession or field of work has good sides and dark sides. I hope my short story is somewhat helpful. If you want to hear specific topics, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much. See you next time.